You wrote a book called We Are All Apes.
That's correct.
Where's your proof that we are all apes?
What is an ape?
Right. What is the ape?
Right. An ape is any member of the taxonomic superfamily Hominoidea.
Amazing. Have you ever seen a human being turn into you ever seen an ape? Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Have I ever seen a dog turn into a dachshund?
No. Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human
Have
being?
I ever seen a car turn into a Corvette?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Have I ever seen a shark turn into a fish?
I didn't ask about any of those things. I asked, when have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
I'm trying to illustrate the fallacy of your question.
How's that fallacy? You wrote that we're all ape. You must have.
And we are.
You
and
must
that book,
have at some point all these hundreds of
Right, the
thousands
proof
of
is in there.
years. At some
that
point,
book is-
you would
that book
have
is
seen
24
if an
illustrated
ape. If
pages
an
long.
ape.
Aron Ra, you're not taking this goddamn debate seriously. You know what this man means? Quit being snarky. Quit being facetious. Quit being condescending. Quit being a fucking prick. You know what this man's asking? Did human beings go from this to that? And then you can quit bickering back and forth. If you just take the goddamn debate seriously. And quit being so superior to everybody that's a Christian. Aron Ra.
Turn into a human being. Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Once again, humans are apes in the same way that a duck is a bird. So if you ask me if I've ever seen a bird turn into a duck, that's kind of a stupid question.
Because I didn't ask that. I didn't ask that. I asked you. I asked you. Ask.
Aron Ra, I command you. Get down from your goddamn ivory tower. Get down off your goddamn high horse and condescend to men of lower state. I know the idea of a black person being a Christian. You find that something to hold in utter contempt. I know you might be racist against black people being Christians. But come on, he's a human being. You ain't no better than he is. So get off your goddamn high horse and answer the goddamn question. You know what he means. Quit playing fast and loose. Quit question begging. Answer the goddamn question. Quit begging for him to ask others questions in the hopes that you will divert his attention and into strawmanning the fuck out of you, and thereby defeat the strawman and think you won the fucking debate. Just answer the goddamn question. Did human beings go from... Have you ever seen a human being go from this to this? It's a simple fucking question. Or maybe your mind... Or maybe, Aron Ra, you're too stupid. That's a simple fucking question. You goddamn son of a goddamn bitch.
Ask, have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
That is a nonsense question.
Why?
Because it's like asking for a place halfway between Los Angeles and California.
No, it's not. I didn't ask about that.
I know. Well, you don't know what you asked.
I do know. You wrote this book called We Are All Apes.
And it gives the proof
I'm
in
asking,
the book.
have you personally seen a human being, an ape turn into a human being?
It would be impossible for a human being to be anything other than an ape for the same reason that it is impossible for a dachshund to be anything but a dog. Have you ever seen a dog turn into a dachshund?
Why are you running from that question?
I'm not. I'm answering
you're
the
running.
question. I'm illustrating
No,
what's
you're
wrong with the
running.
question.
You're running from that question. You wrote this book that we are apes.
I'm facing you head on, answering your question directly.
No, you're not.
Humans are a subset of the category.
No, Aron Ra, you're not facing this question head on. You are head on being a dick. You're doing a dick move. You're showing your contempt for this black man because he's a Christian. You know what he's asking. Now answer the goddamn question and let the debate move on somewhere constructively. And quit beating this man down like a slave. Because you ain't the master, Aron Ra. And you ain't no better than this black man. And this black man is not a nigger. But Aron Ra, you're acting like a white nigger.
Of apes.
I didn't ask you that.
We start
I asked
out
you
apes.
how
We can't. So therefore, it makes no sense to ask how the parent category turns into the subcategory. It is exactly the same as asking if I've ever seen a bird turn into a duck. Do you understand why your question? Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? How about I ask you
But that wasn't the question.
But that's the same question, isn't it?
You wrote the book saying we are. You tried to divert. You tried to deviate from the question.
Can a
you
duck
wrote a
not be a
book
bird?
called "We Are All Apes."
Can
and
a
so
duck
how
not
did
be a
how
bird?
can you write a book that says we're all ape when you've never
like
seen a ape turn into a human being?
Have you ever seen a duck turn into a? Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? Or
Why are you
vice
dodging
versa?
the question, man?
I'm not dodging the question. I'm answering it.
No, you're not.
Can
it's like
a
when I
duck-
asked you if you loved a Christian, you went
And I
all
answered
around.
that question.
I asked you where you going. You tell me where you been.
And I answered your question directly.
No, you didn't. You're not answering
Yes,
this
I
one.
did.
So one
You don't
more time
understand
with
what
that,
the
and then
word
we have to
ape
move on.
means. You don't
Have
understand
you
what
ever
the word
seen
ape
an
means. That's
ape?
why I'm trying to explain it to you.
Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Okay, let's look at that. What does the word ape mean? That means a bipedal hominoid with a certain number of hair follicles, with a certain type of teeth, with fingerprints and fingernails. That means all of these descriptive features that we share. Have I ever seen us turn into us?
You just use the word, but you're not making sense because I do want to
because
know.
you don't know anything at all about taxonomy
Okay.
whatsoever. So how can I
So
explain
you're not able to
taxonomy
answer
to
that
somebody
question.
who doesn't know anything about it?
So
you
you're not
understand that the
able
word
to answer
ape-
that question. I
Do you
want to do
understand
a
that the word
follow-up.
ape? Do you understand that the word ape is a taxonomic question? Right? That's a taxonomic word. Do you understand what it means?
No, that's not the question, though. You're deviating.
No, I'm not deviating. What
Now,
does the word
if you
ape
can
mean?
prove to me that you've seen a ape turn
What
into a human
does
being,
the word
that
ape mean?
word can mean many things. But let me ask
Yeah,
you this.
but this word means one thing. What does it mean?
I have no idea.
It means any member of the taxonomic superfamily Hominoidea, which means that it has a number of these characteristics: fingernails and fingerprints, the certain type of dentition that we have, the certain type of ears that we have, all of these characters, the two pectoral mammae, etc. There's a whole long list of different physical characteristics that define what an ape is.
Okay,
So
fine.
when
I don't
you
care
ask
about
me-
the humanity, but what
I
I
know
do
you don't
want to
care what
know,
the words mean.
I do want to know if you ever
You
seen
want to
an
ask
ape.
me a nonsense question.
I want to
and
know, have
cannot
you ever seen
understand-
an ape turn into a human being? After all these years, you would have think that somebody, somewhere, somehow, would have seen an ape turn into a human being, and no one has ever seen that.
Except that you're asking a question that makes no sense.
Even the
I'm trying
people
to
books
explain
that
to
you have read and the folks that you listen to
Okay. Are we done here?
have never seen that.
Are
So-
we done here? Because you're not going to listen to my explanation. You're asking me a
Because you're not
stupid
answering
question.
my question.
I am answering your
You're
question.
going
You just
around
don't-
my
you don't understand
question.
what it means.
You're going around my question. You're not answering my question.
I did not go around your question.
You did. I
bludgeoned
asked
into
you,
it.
have you ever seen an
You-
ape turn into a human being?
You don't know what the word ape means.
I
Why
don't
you
care about the word.
clarify?
I do know what it means. I'm asking
Okay,
you.
then tell me, what does the
No,
word ape mean?
I asked you, have you ever seen
You
an
said
ape
you
turn
know.
into a human
You're
being?
using these words. I want to know what you think these words mean, because I know what the words mean.
The one thing
And
I know for sure,
yeah, I know for sure what
I
the
know
words mean.
for
and I can
sure
prove, and I can prove what
that
the words mean. But you may be
and
using
no
them
one has
incorrectly, and I
ever
think you are
seen
using them incorrectly.
you and
So
those
what does the word ape mean to you?
and those people who are claiming